I wish I got excited. Now, of course I do get excited. I'm talking about the level of excitement that my son gets. He's almost 1, and the smallest thing is like, it blows his mind. So he'll pick up a little block, like a Lego or something, or a toy, and he'll put it into his toy box. And me and my wife will applaud him. We'll, yeah, well done, amazing, good job. And he'll look at us with the biggest smile on his face. He'll clap his hands together, like, not clapping like, but clapping like his fingers to his thumbs, like a crab. Do crabs do this? Guess so. Do now. Yeah, the most excited I've ever seen him over the smallest little thing, and he'll do it again, and he'll put it in the box, and yeah, well done. And he's like, ah! And he doesn't sound like that. Like, he's way more cuter. But you get the point. Like, what age was the cut-off point where the smallest thing would blow our minds? What age did we get to when we're like, it's not that good? That ain't that good. Weird, isn't it? Anyway, welcome back to Odd Socks Podcast. This is episode 4 now, I think. And yeah, if you got this far, then you might as well just hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, because it helps me out. It does, and it makes me know that you're listening and enjoying it. So yeah, anyway, clapping is dumb, though. Like I was just saying about, like, me and my wife would applaud our son. Isn't that weird? Isn't it bizarre how, like, humanity clap to applaud? Like, it's a worldwide language. It's not a language, it's a worldwide sign of well done. To just, woo! Well done! Like, it's weird without... If imagine you went to a show and they finished the show, and instead of applause, everyone just goes, that was good, that was. Well done. Whee! It's weird, isn't it? You need that. Hey, well done. What's the whistle about either? Anyway, yeah. Isn't that... when did it start? Like, some caveman goes and slaughters an elk, brings it back to his wife, and she's like, oh, we have an elk tonight. And he goes, oh, that made me feel really nice, that did. Yeah. And I'm so glad that we don't have to hunt things. Like, people do it for us. Like, I've tried to be vegetarian. I say try, like, it was fine. Anyone can do it. But I've failed. I've like all of January I didn't eat any meat, and now I'm back to it. But I'm gonna try and, like, wean off again. It's for weight loss mainly for me. But my problem is a carvery. Like, I can't, like, I had a carvery, 2 or 3 carveries in January when I wasn't eating meat, and I didn't miss the meat. I just piled on the veg. My chair's squeaking, and it's really annoying me. So if it's annoying you, I'm really sorry. But I would try to stop swiveling, but I get all giddy when I'm talking about food. Yeah, so well, I can't even think what I was saying. Carveries. If you don't know what carvery is, by the way, because my wife didn't know, she's American. So if any Americans watching this don't know what carvery is, it's basically like help yourself or you can eat Thanksgiving dinner. If you're English, you know what a carvery is. But yeah, so I stopped eating meat and now I can't help myself, but yeah, I have turkey or gammon or beef or whatever's there. And I pile my plate up. And I'll be honest, this episode is going to go down a route that I haven't been to on this podcast. It's going to get a bit filthy. I'm going to talk about dirty things. Not sexually, don't worry, but bathroom stories. And if you don't like that, I'm really sorry, but that's me. If you know me, I find a fart funny. I find poo funny, because I'm almost 30 and I haven't grown up. But there's no better comedy than an unsuspected Is that the word? Unexpected fart. Just having a chat with somebody and I'm on the floor crying with laughter. But the reason it's going to get like that is because I'm talking about carveries. Now, I've had 2 carveries 2 nights in a row, the last 2 nights. And my belly, this chair's driving me insane. If it ruins this podcast, the audio of the squeaking, I'm not going to be happy. So just give me a second. I'm changing the chair because can't have this. Right, I changed the chair and the swivel chair is right here next to my legs because I haven't got a lot of space. And yeah, sorry. But yeah, carveries, I've had 2 in the last 2 nights and my farts have been awful. Alright? Plain and simple, awful. Now I'm going to put that down to sprouts and cauliflower, broccoli. I absolutely love it, right? And I'm sorry, but it gave me a dodgy belly, and I continue, like, I had the first carvery. The next day I was like, oh, I shouldn't have had all that. Shouldn't have had all that. And then I went for another carvery. I knew what was going to happen. And I did it anyway because I'm absolute rebel. But it reminded me of a terrible time when I was at work. So my job is I test offices and schools and houses and all this for radon gas. If you don't know what radon gas is, I'll get into that in another episode. And the way you do this is you place these little monitors in the room for a minimum of 90 days, so 3 months, and then I come back and collect them and they send them off to a lab. Then they calculate how much radon gas is in the building. So I went to an office in London, in Croydon, and it was like a brand new office. So I went in there, it was empty, and the guy let me in the front door. He goes, when you leave, just shut this fire door, and the whole place is locked. So you shut that door, you're good to go. I've got to go to another site. So I'm like, okay, cool. Got the place to myself. Amazing. And it's like 3-story office building. And I'm just taking my time, placing these monitors around. And I'm like, oh my God, I've got to go. Got to. And you know when you got to go, you've got to go. And I got the place to myself. It's absolutely fine. So I'm on like floor 2 and I use the toilet. Now, first arrival, I like walk through the door, I'm like, this is a brand new toilet. It's like a new build office. This is clean in here, but I gotta go. So the funny thing is, this is when I started talking to my wife. And as I mentioned earlier, she's American. This is when she was in America, and the time zone, she was getting ready for work, and it was like midday for me. So we had a quick FaceTime. Not when I'm on the toilet, but we had a phone call, okay, and I didn't tell her what I was doing, but I was unleashing a monster, essentially, and then finished, as you do, and I'm just still talking to her. She's none the wiser, and I push the plug, dong. Dong. You know, like the little ones on the wall behind the toilet. Dong, 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 dong. Nothing. It then dawns on me that this office has no water supply. Like the mains are switched off because it's not occupied. I cannot believe the unluck of it. I wish I was making this up. I couldn't make this up. I couldn't even write this. I then I start laughing because I don't know what else to do. And she's like, what are you laughing at? And then I then think, we've only been dating like 3-4 weeks. If I tell her exactly what's going on and she said that's disgusting, she's not the one for me. So I told her, and she hysterically laughed. And I was like, I'm gonna marry this girl. So I was like, okay, my only option now is to get a water source, bottles of water or something, and try and flood the toilet. Get rid. And my van outside luckily had like 12 bottles of water that I just recently bought that morning. So I go out, come back in. I've got like a Sainsbury's bag, like a carrier bag full of these water bottles, and I'm one by one just squirting them into the toilet. Nothing's happening apart from making it look like a dark, starry night without the stars. The water is like black almost at this point, and I'm like, I'm gonna just have to leave it. I don't know what else I can do. Now I walk downstairs. I got to go through the reception lobby into the car park area where I can then shut the fire door. As I'm walking down, I'm still on the phone talking away like a bag of like 12 empty bottles of water. I'm like, yeah, I can't believe it. Look up, and there's like 15 people in suits. Now, what is happening is like an estate agent sort of person is showing business people the office building. There's me in my work clothes, like I'm all sweaty where I've been running up and down the stairs. I got a carrier bag full of like 12 empty bottles of water. I don't know what to say. They're like, oh, hello. I'm like, oh, hi. I'm just doing the radon check. It's all good now though. I'm off. Oh, do you need anything signed? No. I'm good. I couldn't have got out there faster, and my phone is in my pocket. I then pick it back out. My wife is still on the call, and I explain what had just happened. She's crying with laughter. Like, there's no way you've made this up. I'm laughing. I'm in the van, and I get out of there, and I'm just thinking, I pray that my office doesn't get called up saying, we were showing potential clients the office block, and your engineer decimated our toilet. So we're not very happy. Luckily, they didn't read. What? Luckily, they didn't ring the office. Nobody found out. But it's a story that I wanted to share on the podcast. But yeah, but yeah, I'm really sorry that this episode's been a bit gross. I hope that you found the comedy in it. I really hope that it made you smile, made you laugh, because it's actually been the most enjoyable episode I've done. I've done 4 of these now, and I've just spoke about poo. But I guess that's me. All right. So yeah, if you did like this, then show me by leaving a like on the video, and yeah, see you in the next one. I'll try not to speak about shit.